I'm 58 years old. I'm happily married. We have our own home, 2 cars, no mortgage, no debts, and we're retired. Woohoo! It feels awesome. What are some of the blessings and benefits of being retired before the age of 65, even before the age of 60? One benefit is that you have more healthy years to enjoy life and chase your dreams. Too often we think of retirement as something that we do when we're 65 or 67, when we hit full Social Security years. And sometimes our health is not as great starting with those years as they would have been if we'd have retired a little bit earlier. Well, if you do retire a little bit earlier, you may have the energy and the desire to do some of the things you've always dreamed about. Maybe you've always wanted to be a snowbird or travel to other countries or do short-term missionary work for the Lord. There's so many things that you thought would be great, but they seem out of reach. But if you're able to plan it so that you retire a little bit earlier, these are some of the things that you can do. A second benefit to retiring before the age of 60 is that you have more freedom from job stress. Sometimes, even if you love your work, the years can take its toll. And dealing with stressful situations can wear and tear on the body. Well, if you step down a little bit sooner than that, when there's still a lot of life left, you can get away from that and be free from that stress. How many of you can think of times where you went to bed and you had trouble sleeping because you were worried about stuff you had to do the next day, or a relationship at work that was causing you angst and anxiety? No more of that stuff. You could be free from that and when you retire early. A third benefit is more time with family. I've heard so many retired people talk about how they love having more time with their grandchildren. And your kids are going to love it because you're probably a cheaper babysitter than what they could hire. And you have more time to be with children and grandchildren when you are retired early. A fourth benefit is that you have more control over your own schedule. I mean, you don't have to have a totally empty schedule where you sit at home and watch soap operas and game shows all day. You can fill it up as little or as much as you would like with meaningful ministry and activities, but you control what's on that schedule. You don't have a boss or a company telling you what you got to do with that time. And that is a huge benefit. A fifth benefit of being retired a little bit early is that you have more choice to work when you want to work. Maybe you wake up in the morning and you snow blow and you decide, you know what, I'm going to take a little extra time and take care of my neighbor's driveway also. Or I think I'm going to volunteer at the Freedom House in Green Bay and serve food to the hungry. You have the option of being able to do work that satisfies you and gratifies you and is a blessing to others, and you can do it when you want to work. I'm a retired minister. I can choose which Sundays over the course of the next year I want to make myself available to pinch hit and preach in the pulpit, or I don't have to do it at all. I could do it right here online. And having that control is a huge blessing of earlier retirement. And number six, another benefit is that you have more savings through lower taxes and lower health care. You know, we paid high taxes so I can work more years as a minister. I loved being a minister, but I didn't love the taxes. I had to pay Fed and state $6,900 4 times a year. I had to pay on a quarterly basis. So almost $28,000. But now in retirement, our Fed and state is going to be like $1,100 or $1,200 a year. So much lower than before. And health insurance, I'd get reimbursed by the church for the most part, but I was paying $757 for my marketplace plan. But in retirement, that thing's only going to cost me $130 a month. Well, I could swing that. That's so much nicer to have those lesser costs and expenses in retirement. Now, We'll talk about this in another video, but there are also other costs in early retirement that you may not have had. So things do balance out to a certain degree, but this is a huge benefit. And number 7, another benefit is there's more opportunity to test drive retirement before Social Security. If you retire early and you're not eligible for Social Security, you can budget. You can work with your plan to see how well you do without that money. And when that money does come in, oh, it's going to be an extra benefit and blessing for you. And then number 8, in retirement, you have more space in your life to get to know God. Did you know that is the number one purpose of occupational retirement, is to get closer to God, to get ready to meet God? Because when you retire, you're well into the second half of your life on the earth, and you're getting ready to step into eternity. And one of the goals that I have is to get closer to the Lord and get ready to meet Jesus face to face. 1 Corinthians 13, verse 10 says, now we see dimly, but at that time we will see face to face. And then number 9, another blessing is there's more time in early retirement for service to others. You know, we've been going to St. Paul Christian Church and St. Peter Evangelical Church about half an hour from our home. I'm in the choir now. I never thought I'd live to see the day where I'd be asked to join the choir. If you'd ever heard me sing, you'd be amazed too. But I'm singing in the choir now with my wife. And we have special music to sing at Christmas time. And it's exciting. I'm looking forward to that and meeting new people. It's a wonderful experience. So these are all really awesome things about early retirement, and they are more than adequate, so that I recommend it for anyone who is able to plan and save to the point where they can do it. But there are also challenges to early retirement. We're going to hit those challenges in our next video. But you have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.